Hello all, welcome to part 5 of TestNG training series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically show you how to use TestNG testing framework with rest assured framework automation tool for performing or for automating the API tests. So let's get started. Okay, how to use TestNG with rest assured for API automation testing is something that I'm going to cover in this session. So let's get started. So let's go here using TestNG testing framework for API automation using rest assured tool. Okay, so I'll just expand this. In the previous session, guys, I covered how to use TestNG testing framework for automating the UI tests using Selenium automation tool. Now I'm going to show you how to use the TestNG testing framework for API automation using REST assured tool. Okay, how to use TestNG with REST assured for API automation is something I'm going to cover. So for this, guys, we have to first install and configure Java for REST assured API automation. This we have already done, guys. Okay. So no matter you have installed and configured Java for any other stuff, it is same. Like for Selenium, it's same. For REST assured, it's same. Okay. In the previous sessions, if you have gone through the previous sessions, I have already installed and configured Java just to confirm whether Java is successfully installed and configured. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the command prompt and type a command. Okay. So I already have downloaded and installed Java Jdk latest version, and I went to the environment variables, and I'll show you like after like which version of Java I have in my machine at least. Okay, even though I'll not show you how to install, but I'll show you like it's already there in my machine. Just to confirm, just say J and you see Java JDK 17 version, latest LTS version is available in our machine. Then configure Java using environment variables. I already configured, guys. I'll just type edit system environment variables. And here this dialog will come. Advanced tab will be selected by default. Environment variables you click. You'll get user variables and system variables. Focus on the system variables. As you can see, Java underscore home is already there. Okay. The path of this JDK folder is already set. Okay. This is what is meant by configuration. If you go to C drive, Java got installed in my C drive program files, 64-bit. Program files means 64-bit here. And in that we have this version of Java that got installed. This is a home location, you can say. I copied this and I provided here for, I created this Java underscore home like this, new Java underscore home, and gave the, I pasted the path here. Okay. And after that, there will be an existing system variable known as path, which I don't have to create manually. It will be there by default in your machine. Click on edit, and here I just added this percentage Java underscore home slash bin. Till the bin folder path, I gave the path. Okay. Here till the bin folder path, I gave the path like that. Okay. So this what is meant by configuration. Now to see whether Java has been successfully configured in our machine, I just have to open the command prompt. Just type cmd here, you'll get the command prompt, guys. Okay. Open the command prompt and say Java hyphen version. That's it. Okay. And if you're getting the same version that you have just now installed and configured, then 17 version we are getting, we are good. Okay, that is the LTS version. So Java is installed. Okay, this is a prerequisite, guys. Okay. Then second thing is that after installing and configuring Java in your machine, you have to install and launch Eclipse IDE. Okay. We have to install and launch Eclipse IDE, guys. How to install and launch that I already covered in the previous sessions. Okay. So to download, guys, we have to download Eclipse IDE. We have to say download Eclipse. Okay. I'll not show you how to install because it is already demonstrated in the previous sessions. But yeah, I'll show you the high level steps. Download Eclipse IDE. You'll get this link, eclipseid.org, eclipse.org downloads. You'll be taken there. And on this downloads, you'll be seeing this button. When you click on the download, you'll be taken to another page. You'll get a download button. Just click on that. Eclipse IDE will be downloaded. Okay. I'll cancel this because it's already downloaded, and I just have to double click install the enterprise edition. That's it. Okay. I have done that. And I showed you this how to install and download, install and launch Eclipse IDE in the previous sessions only. For now, let's launch it. Okay. So I am launching in a new workspace. Okay. I'm launching in a new workspace here so that I can show you everything freshly. So here, this Eclipse IDE, whatever I launched here, will act as an editor for Java programs. Okay, so I can create a Java project or Maven project and or Gradle project, whatever the project type, and I can write the Java programs. Okay, in that projects. That's one thing, and it is an advanced editor. Like when compared to Notepad or Notepad++, they don't have the default options to compile automatically, or they don't have the default options to run the Java programs. and they don't have the default options to create a project and all those stuff, maintain the files in different packages and all that you will not get in the normal editors. But Eclipse IDE or other advanced editor like IntelliJ will generally provide this kind of features for us. Okay, so that's I went with the Eclipse IDE because most of the people use Eclipse IDE for its simplicity and all. Okay, so we will be writing the Java programs in this Eclipse IDE editor for its benefits. Now prerequisite is Java, guys, which I already have installed and configured Java and confirmed that version of Java. So prerequisite is already done. And how to download and install the Eclipse IDE I already showed you. You have to go to the website of official website of Eclipse IDE. From there you have to download and double click and install the enterprise edition. And how to launch? Just click on this and it will launch, guys, or you just search for Eclipse IDE here and you can click on the option and it will launch. Then we have to install TestNG plugin, guys. How to install TestNG plugin is already covered as part of this. You see, here installing TestNG plugin in Eclipse IDE is covered as part of the second session of this training series. You can refer that, guys. I don't want to cover it again. Just go here and just to for now, let's see whether TestNG Eclipse plugin is already there in this Eclipse IDE or not. For that, one of the option here you see is uh, here. Just click on this TestNG, guys. Okay, there is a TestNG option coming. Okay, if you're getting this option, that means TestNG plugin has been TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin has already been installed. And also another way to confirm whether TestNG plugin is installed in our machine or not is in this Eclipse IDE or not is click on window. There's a show view and select other. And here type TestNG. If you are getting any TestNG option, that means TestNG Eclipse IDE plugin is already installed. So you don't have to install again. If you want to know the process of installing, you can go to the previous videos. Now let's create a Gradle project, guys. Okay, for Selenium for demonstrating TestNG testing framework with Selenium automation for UI automation, I have used Maven project. For a change, guys, for rest assured, I am going to use Gradle. You can also use Maven project also for rest assured API automation. But for a change, so that you'll get more extra knowledge on Gradle, I am just using Gradle here instead of Maven. Okay, you can even use Maven also, not a problem. Okay. Gradle is actually a more simplified version of Maven, guys. Okay, compared to Maven, Gradle is even more simplified. But let's cover this. Let's try different things. Okay, so run like now let's run few sample API test automation test of this website. Okay, in this project of Eclipse IDE. So for that, what we have to do step by step, we'll follow, guys. First, let's install the BuildShip Gradle integration. Okay, in order to create a Gradle project, we need BuildShip Gradle integration. But no need to worry, guys. If you have installed download and install the latest version of Eclipse IDE, this particular plugin, BuildShip Gradle integration plugin will come by default in Eclipse IDE. Okay, how to check that? Mostly coming as installed in the latest version of Eclipse. How to check that? Just go to the help and select Eclipse Marketplace. In a while, you will get a marketplace dialog coming. Just give it a second. You'll get a marketplace. Let it load, guys. Okay. In that, we'll search, guys. Okay. In the dialog, we'll search for the name BuildShip Gradle, like that we'll search. Okay, let's wait for the dialog to open. Let's wait for the dialog to load. It's still loading, guys. Let's wait. Click marketplace dialog. After it got loaded, here we have to type, guys. Okay, what happened? Just give me a second. I just selected something. Okay, here I will type what is BuildShip, right? BuildShip. Okay, BuildShip. What was other name? BuildShip Gradle. Okay, BuildShip Gradle, or you can even simply search Gradle also. That's also fine. If you see search for BuildShip Gradle, let's wait. It will take some time to display the plugin here and show us whether that is already installed or not. Let's wait for some more time. Yeah. Now it's showing some plugins, guys, but scroll down. You see here an elephant symbol is there with BuildShip Gradle integration 3.0 and it's showing as installed. You see, for other things you are getting install button, but you are getting installed means it's already there, guys. Okay, when you have installed Eclipse IDE, it came by default. You don't have to manually install it. Okay, so this is another cross check you have to do. And now let's since this plugin is installed, now we are allowed to create the Gradle project. Okay, so file, new, just select file, new, and select project option. And here you can type Gradle, guys. Okay, so here manually you can go to the Gradle folder or select this Gradle project, or if you want it very fast, you can just type Gradle here and you'll get the Gradle project, Gradle folder on the Gradle. Just select the Gradle project and click on next. Nothing much, guys, just click on next. And here you have to give the project name, API API rest assured. Okay, rest assured TestNG. Using TestNG, right? Using TestNG testing framework project. Okay, project. Like this, I'm giving the project name. I'm using the default location here. That's okay. So click on finish, guys. Click on finish. A Gradle project will be created in a while. So if you are getting console performance warning, never remind me again. Just say that. No need to worry. So a Gradle project will be created in a while. Okay. After the Gradle project is created, we have to follow the next steps. Okay. Just by following the next steps, we'll be able to automate the API automation tests of this particular application using rest assured tool using testing framework. Okay, along with TestNG testing framework. How we can use TestNG testing framework with rest assured automation tool for automating the API tests is something I'm going to cover in this session. Fine, that's great. So API rest assured test and the project something we got, and no loading is going on. Just expand this, guys. Expand this. You will get a library lib folder. Expand that lib folder. Under the lib folder, you will get build.gradle. Okay, this is how it will be. So the next step here is we have to open the lib folder. We have opened that lib folder only, and under that we have build.gradle file. So now let's watch the dependence. Open this build.gradle file. In Maven, we have pom.xml file, right? In Gradle projects, we'll have build.gradle files. Okay. So here we'll have dependencies like this, and some default dependencies like JUnit is coming. Okay, we can remove this JUnit, guys. We don't need JUnit. Other thing is Apache comments, some math is coming. Don't worry about this. Okay, it doesn't make any harm for us. Let's keep it like that. Other thing is like Goa, some kind of dependencies there. Let's leave the remaining dependencies, but JUnit I will remove. Save this. Just for saving, it will not update, guys. Okay, in just like in Maven, right? If you save the project, it will automatically do the modifications whatever they have done in the dependency tags, but here it will not be like that. You have to right click on the build out Gradle and select Gradle again and say refresh Gradle project. Then it will do the changes. It will remove the JUnit now. Okay, it will remove the JUnit libraries now. That's how the updation need to be done. Okay, now go to src test Java. Go to src test Java. And in src test Java, delete the default package, guys. We don't need this default package. Just delete that. Okay, and fine. Now let's add a package, guys. You can add a package like test scripts or test package, whatever you feel convenient. I'll just add the package. First of all, I'll create a package known as test scripts. Here I'll say right click test scripts package. Okay, test scripts package or test package also. Anything is fine. And the package name should be in lowercase. So you have to give test scripts here like this. So here also I'll do the modification. It should be in lowercase. Package name generally should be in lowercase. Okay, fine. Uh, Create class and TestNG test method under test scripts package. I'll just make it lower cases. Create a class and TestNG test method. Okay, let's create a class. Right click new class, and I'll say API. I'll name that class as test API class. Test API. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate the API testing automation. So I'm just naming this class as test API for now. That's fine. And after that, in this, I'm going to create a method, guys. Okay, which method I have to create? The method name I'll decide based on what I'm going to automate, which API I'm going to automate. Let me take you to one website known as request.in, guys. Okay, there is a website known as request.in. Scroll down a bit. You will see a list of example APIs here. Okay, assume that this is a documentation given to you by the developer, and you have to automate these APIs. Okay, so here the first one is list users, and in the page two, what the list of users in the page view, there are is the response we are getting when you hit this API request. We are getting this response. Okay, we are getting this response in the page two. There are 6 records of users. There are 6 users. Okay, total 12 users are there in that. 6 users are coming. Total pages are 2. Now we are in the page 2, and these are the list of 6 users that we have retrieved. It's saying, okay, when you hit this URL, request URL, you get this response. Okay, so even though you don't have the basics of basic knowledge of APIs and all, you can still understand like this. Okay, so it's very simple, guys. Okay, here UI will not be there. What exactly this API request is? For example, if you go to any application, right, for example, I'll give you a small heads up of API testing. You go to this tutorialsninja.com/demo, and if you click on this login here, the moment you give the valid email address and valid password and click on the login button, what happens when I click on the login button? A API request will be sent to the server machine, guys, and server will process the request, and server will check whether these credentials that are sent to the server, this is a client machine, and server machine of this particular application may be anywhere in Singapore or somewhere. But over the internet, this email address and password will travel along with that request and hit the server machine that may be in Singapore or US or wherever it is. And server will process the request, and server will check whether these credentials are there in the a user record with these credentials are there in the database or not. If they are in the database, then the database will respond positive signal to the server, and server will get a positive response to the our laptop, that is this browser in the client machine. Okay, that is our laptop browser. Okay, and we'll be able to log in. This is what happens in the background, guys. Okay, inspect this. I'll show you. The moment you click on the let's click on the network tab. Okay, the moment I click on the login button, a request will be sent to the server, guys. Okay, so which request? Let's see here. What is the request that has been sent? Maybe it is. Let me just scroll up so that you can see all the requests. This is the request that has been sent to the. This is the request URL, guys. Okay, and along with this request URL, some data is being sent. That username and you see the email address and password are sent. Okay, this is under the payload. Along with this API request, the username and password are being sent to the server, and 302 found. Okay, you got a positive response. 302 found. It is a post method. It's a post method. You are posting the data to the server, and you got the positive response that okay, the user is found, and you got logged in also here in the UI because of you getting the positive response here. And this is the response you got, guys. Okay, maybe here you can see some response. This is a response you got in HTML format, and browser will understand that HTML, and I will display here it for you along with the details. Okay, this is what happens in the background, guys. But here the UI part is not there. Only the API requests are there. First, the developers build the API request, then they will go with the UI. Okay, they will build the UI on the top of this API request. That's what happens. And as a software tester, if the API documentation is given for you before UI is taking a lot of time to be built, so we should not be idle, right? So developers will first give you the APIs, and we'll be testing. Meanwhile, we are testing. Developers will be developing the UI for this application and give for us. If the APIs underneath the UI are working fine, you know how stable the application UI application will be. Okay, that's all the theoretical part of the API testing is. Okay, this thing how to automate. Okay, how to automate? We can instead of automating in this Eclipse IDE, we can manually test this APIs in Postman tool without the help of the UI. How? So online Postman tool, I'll search here. I'll get this web version of Postman here. Just click on that. Just click on this link, guys. Okay, you don't have to download any software for now. Scroll down, and you see try it here is there. Try it here. Click on try it here. Okay, once you say try it here, you will be taken to this website. Be taken to this website. If you already have an account, you will get logged in, guys. Okay, I already got logged in because I already have an account. If you don't have an account, you see, let me sign out from here. Let me sign out from here. And if you don't have the account, what will happen is when you do the same steps, okay, when you do the same steps like online Postman tool, when you are not logged in, if you click on the web version of Postman here, and just say it right here, then you will be taken to this website where it will ask you to sign in, guys. Okay, it will ask you to sign in. If you don't have an account, you can sign up. Okay, you can create an account, and right, then come back. Okay, you can also use your Google account, guys. If you everyone has a Google account, right? You can Google account and log in also, not a problem. Okay, you can create an account here instead. Okay, already have an account, guys. Okay, let me give my account details here so that I don't want to waste your time. So for now we are using this online tool. I'm giving my password and stay sign in for 30 days. That's okay. Click on sign in button. Click on sign in button, and it will log me in to the Postman tool. Okay, it will log me into the Postman tool. Okay, never done. So here we need to create a workspace, guys. We need to create a workspace first. Create a workspace. I'll say sample workspace, sample, and here I'll say team for now and say create workspace. Okay. First thing is that we have to create a workspace. Once you create a workspace, you have to create a collection here. Click on collection, a new collection. You can rename this collection if you want. Where is that rename option? Okay, rename. This is a request, right? Request website. Okay, request website collection. Okay, because I'm showing you request related documentation, this sample APIs and all. So here on the right side we have this close all the stuff. Under this collection, add a request, guys. Add a request. Okay, it will be open like this. By default, get method is there here. So here for this particular API request, which method is there? Get method is there. For API, for some APIs, get post method is there. For some APIs, put method is there. For some API request, patch is there. Okay, for some other things, get different methods are there. Let's not dig deep there. Okay, you can watch my other course on API testing if you want to know more about API testing. For now, I'm going to show at a high level. Okay, I'll take the first API case, list users API. So here, this API is having which method? Get method. So just see whether get method is selected or not. Yes, selected. Here I have to give the request URL. How to get the request URL? Right click on this request and say open link in new tab, and you'll get this URL, complete URL you'll get, guys. Copy that URL and come back to the Postman tool here and paste it. Okay, like this you have to paste. So that's it. Is there anything else I need to provide apart from this get method and the API request? Nothing, guys. And you see, this is the request section. This is the request section. Response is empty. You see, there's no response. Click send button to get a response. Response has not come. Only request is there. Now, if I click on the send button here, I'll get a response, guys. Okay. Let me click on the send button here. The moment I click on the send button, this request will be sent to the server, and server will process the request and send a response back. You see, I got 200 okay. As per the documentation given by developers, I should be getting the response as 200 okay. Okay, I got 200 okay as the response. 200 is the response I got. Okay, and along with that, you see, this particular JSON response should come. JSON response should come with 6 records and all those stuff. 6 records, total 6 user records I should get. Whether I got the same response or not, let's see. Here in the bottom, guys, you can see that there is a response coming. I'll just make it up so that you can see the response properly. Close this. Okay, you see we got the response here, guys. Under the body of the response, body tab of the response, you see page 2, page per page 6. Total 12 records are there, but in this page, second page we began only six user records are there. Total pages are 2, and 6 records you got, guys. Okay, 6 records you got. First record having the ID as 7, then second record, then third record, fourth record, fifth record, and sixth record. Total 6 records we got. We got the expected response properly. We can verify in more detail also. That's okay. This is how the API request will be tested manually. Okay. You will request, and whether you got a 200 okay and you got the proper response or not is something API testing is all about. Okay. Whether you got the proper data in the response and a proper number of records and whatever that is expected here that is coming in the response or not, we generally test. This is the documentation using which we are performing testing using the Postman tool. But here I don't want to use Postman tool. I want to automate this API testing. I want to automate where I want to verify when I hit this request whether I'm getting 200 as a response or not. I want to verify. I want to automate that portion. Okay. When I hit this request whether I'm getting 200 okay or not, I want to check. For that, I'll use Eclipse IDE, guys. Here I'll create a test method. So I'll say public void. I'll just name that as get users. If I want to be in detail in page 2, otherwise in page 2, right? Get user records in page 2. Okay. So here this is a normal method, guys. This is a normal method. So it's not a main method. Okay. If in Java, you already know that in Java, if you want to run the scripts, what you have to do in Java, you should have a main method. If I right click here, okay, you're getting Gradle test here. Um okay, you're getting Gradle test, that's fine. Okay, so but this is not a main method, so you're not getting Java application option here, but instead you are getting Gradle test. That's okay. What else we have to do next? Let's see here. Create get users. And now I don't want to run this particular test using Gradle. Okay, right click run as a Gradle test. I don't want to use. I want to run with the help of TestNG. Okay, so for that we have different annotations in TestNG, guys. Before I explain all the different annotations as per, you see there is a topic known as annotations here, which I will be covering in the upcoming sessions. You see there is a topic known as annotation somewhere. You see TestNG annotation. There are different type of annotations, guys, like this. Uh, Test before method. These are different varieties of, but only one annotation I'm going to show you, that is either a test, which will convert the normal method into the test method. Okay, you're converting this normal method into the test case or test method. Okay, for the mouse on @test and for the mouse on @test, and I cannot import this TestNG. So the problem here is this Gradle project, when you create it, by default it is coming with the Java library, but it's not coming with the TestNG library. So what I have to do is I have to open under the lib, I have to open this build.gradle file and go here, and under the dependencies I have to add the Gradle dependencies for the TestNG. How to add the Gradle dependencies for a TestNG? Here, go here and type mvn and search for what is that? TestNG, right? TestNG, and click on TestNG, and here you will get the latest version of TestNG 7.6.1. Go to the latest version, and here Maven is there. I am not using Maven project this time. I am using Gradle project. I'll go with the Gradle, and you see Maven. How many lines are there? but dependencies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. For Gradle only just one line, guys. Another line is a comment actually. Okay, copy that Gradle thing, Gradle dependency thing, and paste it here, guys, and just align it properly. Save this. Saving will not help, guys. Saving will not help. You have to do one thing. Right click on the build.gradle file here under lib, select Gradle and say refresh Gradle project. Then only these TestNG libraries will be downloaded. After loading is done, TestNG libraries will be downloaded. Now go to TestNG API. Now hover the mouse on @test. Now this time you'll get import test from TestNG. Okay, library. Now this particular method got converted to the TestNG test method. If I right click and say run as, I'll get TestNG test. Okay, TestNG test. Earlier I am not getting. Now I am getting. So inside this method, I will be writing the code for testing the API, guys. Okay, what is the code I will be writing? Here is the code that I will be writing, guys. You can see here. Sample code is already provided here. We just create a TestNG API class get users, and we provided the TestNG test annotation because we are using TestNG with rest assured automation for API automation. Okay, so add the latest version of TestNG. We added for the Gradle and refresh this build.gradle, right click and Gradle and refresh the project we have done. Now we have imported the TestNG library also. Now add the dependencies for latest version of rest assured. Okay, here only Java library is there, and just now you got what is that TestNG library. Now just now you got TestNG library. Apart from that, guys, you need to get rest assured automation libraries also. Again, go to the MVN repository, guys. Again, go to the MVN repository, this MVN repository, and search for what? Rest assured. Okay, rest assured. Rest assured is an automation library using which we can automate the API tests. Okay, just click on this rest assured, IO rest assured, and click, take the latest version 5.1.1, and again select the Gradle only. Only one line will be there. It's a simplified version of Maven where you see just in one line it's doing the job. Go here and go to the build.gradle, and under the dependency tags add this Gradle thing. Okay, add the rest assured thing. Okay, add the rest assured thing, and once you save this and right click on the build.gradle and say Gradle and refresh Gradle project, the libraries of the rest assured will be okay downloaded. Okay, now come back here. Now here what you will do is you will write a statement like response. Response is a predefined class in rest assured. Response is equal to, there's something known as given method. Okay, I'll talk about given method. Given when. Okay, for this given when to work, first of all response, let's see the response. I can import the response from rest assured library. That's okay, but given is not working still. You see over the mouse it's not able to identify. For this given to work, guys, what we have to do is here for the given to work, rest assured and add the dependent we have done, refreshed. Okay, for the given it will not work, guys. Okay, in order for the given to work, given when then, three things are there here. Okay, in rest assured we have given when then, but then we don't use because we have TestNG assertions. Since we generally verify the API automation testing test using TestNG assertions, that is assert dot assert true assert equals like that. So those assertions, I'll explain more about assertions here, guys. Okay, I'll explain more about assertions in TestNG here, but till then I'll explain some basic assertions which will be used to verify whether the test is passing or failing. Okay, so we'll be using TestNG assertions. So we are not going to use the then method. Okay, then method of rest assured we are not going to use. So ignore the then. Okay, but you should have an idea that then method will be there in rest assured, but we don't use because TestNG is providing TestNG assertions. We'll be using TestNG assertions over the then method. Okay, to verify the test. But given is for given section. That is given is generally for this request section. Okay, here there are request section. This top portion is the request section and bottom portion is the response section. To represent the request session, we have to use given, guys. Okay, but given is not working, so I have to use this import statement. Import static IO rest assured dot asterisk symbol. Okay, copy this import statement. Blindly copy this import statement. Go to the Eclipse ID and here somewhere add it. Okay, the moment you add it, now given dot, you see it is working now. Okay, given dot when contains the request methods. Okay, the request methods and URI. Okay, in order to provide the request method and URI, I have to use when given when dot, there's a method known as get. Okay, there's a method known as get. I have to provide the URI here. Okay, it's a get method, guys. Okay, so when dot, you see there are different post methods. Get method is there, post method is there. These are the API methods, right? in this postman tool I showed you, there will be different methods like get, post, put, patch, delete, copy, like different different API methods will be there. Along with that, URL will be there. To pass that, we have to give given dot when dot, and finally you have to say which method this API request is, which method this API request is, get method. So I have to use which method? Get method here, dot get I have to say. And here in this get, I have to pass the URI. URI. URI means nothing but URL only. Okay, URI is nothing but the URL only. This particular API request is nothing but the URI. Paste it there. That's it. So what happens when I say given dot when dot? What happens when I say given dot when dot get? It will give you the response, guys. Okay. Okay. Get. It is giving you the response. From this response, I want to retrieve the status code. Okay. Response dot response contains a lot of things. You will get a status code. Okay. Status code you can say there is a method known as status code which will give the status code. What is the status code we are getting? When I hit this request, I am getting 200. It will return the integer that is 200. Okay. Int actual status that we got by automating this API request using the get method and all those stuff is actual status. Okay. What is expected status? 200 is the expected status. From where you can get the expected status? From this documentation of request.in. You see 200 is expected. Okay. Copy this 200. Now here you can write assert is from TestNG, guys. Assert equals. Okay. Assert equals assert equals, first we have to give the actual and then expected. Okay. What is actual one? Actual status is actual one. Okay. What is expected status? From the documentation we can easily know that 200 is expected. Copy this 200 and provide in the double quotes and paste it here. Actual status is if actual while automating this API test, if this request is hit by this TestNG and Java and rest assured automation. Okay, it will give you some response. In that response, if you are getting a status code method of rest assured is actually giving you the retrieving the status code that you actually got when you are hitting this URL using the automation code. Okay, if that actual status code is matching with the 200, then we have to pass the test. That's it, nothing much. It's a very simple API automation test I have written, guys. Everyone can understand. Okay. But in detail, if you want to learn the API automation using rest assured, you have to find my other courses, guys. Okay, this is only a sample example. Here, focus is on TestNG, guys. How to use TestNG testing framework to automate the API test is the thing. Now, how to run this? How to run this? Let's run this, guys. Let's run this. So we already have written the code. If you want to see the code is here. Okay, so same code we have written. And not only we can retrieve the status code, we can also retrieve the what do you call status body and all those stuff. Okay, a lot of things are possible. This is only one method. From the response, we got the status code here. Sample test, run single TestNG test using run option. I can say there are different ways of running, guys. I can right click here and say run as. I can click on this run button. Just click on the run button. You see, TestNG is running the test. You should get some response. Yeah, you see one test has been run and the request has been made, and if the 200 is came, you see failures is equal to 1 is coming. There is an exception here. What is the exception we got? Get users in page 2 expected to but found expected 200 but found 200. Okay, so maybe this should be in numerical format. Okay, sorry guys, sorry guys. Okay, yeah, this should be in numerical format. You see here actual status is numerical format. Here also it should be in numerical format. That's the problem. Now you can already showed you how to run from here, or you can right click here and say run as TestNG test. This is another way. Always save. Okay, this time it should pass. Yeah, it passed this time. Okay, we are getting in numerical format, so we have to verify in numerical format. Okay, actual status is in integer format, so we have to verify in integer format only. And another way to run is right click on the TestNG API and say run as TestNG test. This is another way. There are different ways of running the scripts, guys. Okay, this run all, right click on this test API and run, and also here run button is there. This also will do the same thing. Okay, you'll get the same response. Okay, you'll run the same automation test and you'll get the response. Okay, different ways of running. And on the top of that, the run option, different run options I'm providing here. On the file, you can right click and do that. On code, you can right click and do that. Okay, and using the run option, using the okay. like different options. You can run multiple TestNG tests also. You can run multiple TestNG tests also. Let's quickly create the multiple. We already have checked the results, guys. Okay, output console. Here in the output console, we are getting the result. This is the output console, guys, where you're getting the TestNG results. Okay, you see, TestNG results are coming like this. Okay, this particular test has been executed and we got the results. And go to the results of TestNG. Here you see this particular test method under the test API class has been passed. And also, if you refresh the project here, and you'll get a test output folder. Go to the test output folder. Here you'll get index.html file. Right click, open with web browser. Say open with web browser, and you see here. You see, I think this is the older one. This is the older one, guys. Older report. So every time it will not generate. So you have to delete this, guys. Okay, before running, you just have to delete this test output folder and run this again. Let me run this again. This time it will pass and you'll get a proper report. You have to run the older report and you have to clear the older report and run it again. Okay, this time it has passed. Now refresh the project again. And you'll get test output folder. Now go to the index.html, right click, open with web browser. Now you'll get the proper report. Okay, you see, one test and containing one test method has been passed. Okay, get users in page 2 has been passed. Okay, this is a TestNG report we got. Okay, so checking the results is done, guys. We can also run multiple TestNG tests, guys. Here only one API test is there. We can create one more test also. Let's see the documentation of regress, and here single user, retrieving a single user API test is there. We'll do that. Okay, public void get single user. Get single user is a method, and similarly I'll provide @test method here, @test method here, @test annotation of TestNG here, and already I have imported this, so I don't have to import again. So here again, guys, I'll write the same codes. Response is equal to response is equal to given dot when dot which method it is, get method. Okay, so dot get in get inside the get, guys, you have to provide double quotes and provide the this URI. Open this URI new tab and just copy this and paste it here. That's it. You got the URI. Now from the response we'll get the status code. Okay, from the response we'll get the status code. Get status code, and it will give you the status code int. Here also I'm verifying a simple test, actual status. Okay, so is there any other thing? Actual status is equal to is there any other thing I can verify here? Response dot get get status line, get time. Okay, get time will be different always. Okay, get body. You see, you can get the body also. Body will be retrieved in the form of string, guys. What is the body you will get generally? If you go here and see the body, this is the body. Okay, I'll see whether every time we hit this single user, what is coming, jnet is coming, jnet is available or not, we'll see in the body. Okay, this body will be retrieved and stored in the form of string. I'll not verify the status code here. You can verify the status code also. Two assertions you can put. Get body I'm getting, and this is the response body. It's saying response body. Let's try response body. Response body is equal to, for the mouse, import this response body. Copy this response body dot hash string. Convert that to hash string. Then what happens? This will be converted to string, guys. String response body. String actual response body is equal to. Okay. Now here I'll do the assertions. Assert true. This is like assertions, guys. Okay. Here earlier we have used assert equals from TestNG assert class. This is one of the example of assertions. To verify whether the test is passing or failing, we have to use that assertions. Now here I'll be using another assertion, guys. That is assert class dot assert true. Okay, another assertion. It will verify whether true output is coming or not. I'll say actual response body, which is converted to string dot contains string known as contains string known as here what is there, Janet is there, right? Janet. I'll copy this Janet and put it here. If it contains, that's fine. Okay, it will be true. Okay, it doesn't contain, it will be false. What is the problem here? No problem. Response body as string. Okay, let's see whether this will work or not. Even I am okay. Let's see whether it will work or not. I'm running only this test now individually. It has passed, guys. It's working. If I give anything like Janet ABC, it should fail most probably. Expected Janet but found Janet ABCD should come in the results. Yeah, fail because here they expected true but found false. Okay. So if you give Janet, it is working fine. In the response body, it's checking. So here we have verified the status code. Here we have verified the response body. Okay, something in the response body in the Janet is coming or not like that. So here multiple API tests are there. If I click run all, both the API tests will run. Both the API tests will run, guys. Okay, two API tests will run. Let's wait. Two API tests, everything got passed, and in which order they have run? Let's see. First, get single user has run, get user in page two. But this particular method is provided in the first place, and this method is provided in the second place. But how come this got executed second and this got executed first? In alphabetical order, guys. Get users. Here U. Okay, get is same. Get is same. So get is same, and next letter is U, and next letter is S. Which comes first? S comes first. QRSTU. Okay, so it will be converted to the ASCII number. Okay, internally, and S ASCII number will be lower than the U ASCII number. If you see in the Google, you search for ASCII table and you'll find that. Hence, this particular method got executed first, and then this. If you want to change the priority, you can use a priority attribute, guys. Priority is equal to 1. Then no matter the alphabetical order and all, here whatever the priority you gave, the order of the execution will change. Okay, priority. Okay, priority. Okay. Now you see first get users in page 2 will run, then get single users will run. So save this. You can run all, or you can say right click on the TestNG API and say run as TestNG test. Anything is fine. First, this method will run, then this method, because priority 1 is there for this one, priority 2 is there. I'll explain more about priority in the upcoming sessions. Everything got passed, go to the results, and you see get users in page 2 got executed first, get single user has been executed second. Okay, like this. What else is left out here? Anything? Okay. So I think everything is done, guys. This is how we can use TestNG with. This is how we can use TestNG framework for automating the API tests using REST assured automation tool. Okay, TestNG testing framework with REST assured automation tool we are using for automating the API tests. Okay, so you can also do the same thing with APM, guys, but APM, you know, right, configurations and are more big. So I'm not taking that example. Maybe if I really feel like doing that, maybe I add at the end the video for APM. Okay, for how to use the TestNG testing framework with APM. If everything is going well, if my system is not getting slow by installing all those softwares, then I'll do a session here. But it's not compulsory, guys. Okay, I'm just saying it's optional. Okay, so but TestNG testing framework can be used with Selenium automation for UI automation, and TestNG testing framework can be used with REST assured automation tool for API automation, API test automation, and TestNG framework testing framework can be used with can be used with REST assured for API and can be used with APM for mobile automation. Okay, but with Selenium for UI automation, with REST assured for API automation, with APM for mobile automation. Okay, that mobile I'm not covering in this series, but if possible, I will cover. Okay, I'm not compulsory. I'm saying. Okay. So by the end of this series, I may try to cover. Okay, but not compulsory. Fine. Okay, guys. So with this, we are done with this session. Okay, how to use TestNG testing framework with REST assured framework automation tool for automating the API test. So that's all for this session. In the next session, I'm going to cover another TestNG topic for you. Till then, see you. Bye bye.